Yo, what is up YouTube? I'm back with another EVOMON video, and this is gonna be my meta tier list. Now, it was very hard to kind of make a tier list for this game because this game is a lot like Pokemon, so it's more of a balanced game, meaning every monster has its own use, so it's kind of hard to really rank them. So what I did instead was I went off of their flare rating. If you guys don't know, flare is basically it's all these stats right here combined into one big stat to show you like how many stats this guy has, like how much stats this guy has, you know what I mean? So I've already made the tier list just so I could have a better idea of all the numbers, because there's a lot of different numbers. So starting off with Taro being the lowest flare rating with a 355. There's gonna be a lot of repeat flares. This doesn't necessarily mean it's bad, it just means it has the lowest stat category. And also, if you guys didn't notice, some monsters have 3 evolutions, some monsters have 2 evolutions. So to keep it fair, I'm using the second evolution for all of the 3 evolution guys, because all of the monsters that only have 2 evolutions, their flare rating is like generally around the same as like the second evolution. So that's why I am doing it that way. So now we are going to be looking at Gulpfish. By the way, if you don't know where to get Taro, Taro can actually be obtained in Tanglewoods. So yeah. Now we are on the lookout for Gulp. Let's see, where is he? Right here, Gulpfish. 356 flare rating. If you guys don't already know, Gulp can be obtained from the Crystal Cascade. Go to the next one, which is Clam. If you guys don't know, he can be obtained from Petal Pond. Let me go ahead and show you his flare rating. 358 flare rating. And then we have the Terplume over here, which can be obtained in the, I believe, Raven Ridge with a 358 flare rating. So as you can see here, and then finally in the 350s, the highest is Viper with a 359 flare rating in Mirkwood. So yeah, very cool. Now, like I said again, this doesn't necessarily mean they are worse, or this doesn't necessarily mean they're bad monsters. It just means their stats are slightly worse, just slightly. But as you guys can see, this little chart thing, each monster has its own specialty, so it's really up to you how you use that monster. But next up is Whipshade, which can be obtained in the Netherlands. Let's go over here. Whipshade. I don't actually have his second evolution, which is a bit unfortunate, but judging by all of the rest of the flares, I'm going to give it a rough estimate at 360. Now obviously I could be wrong on that, but that is just me guessing. So if you know what I mean, that's a little invalid, but I think it's like around 360. But next up is a Glacone, which is over here. Let me quickly show you that. Glacone, which is a 360 flare as well, which can be obtained in the, I believe, Shiver Snows. Next up we have the Pebble. I believe he's all up here. Yep, Pebble Roll, which is a flare of 360, which can be obtained in Lava Crag. Next up we have the Mope Bun over here, which can be obtained in Petal Pond, I believe, as well. Mope Bun. Oh, it's right here. He's literally right above me, with a flare of 361. Next up we have Tin Cog over here. If you guys don't know how to get Tin Cog, he can actually be obtained in the Silent Sands with a flare rating of 362. And then we have the Gem Press over here. Actually, sorry about that. I should be doing Gem Pillar. Sorry about that. I didn't mean Gem Press. Gem Pillar, which is a 362 rating. So that's why he is where he is. Let's see. And then next up is Floron. If you don't know who Floron is, he is one of the first monsters in the game. Floron with a flare rating of 362, which can be obtained in Verdant Valley. Next up we have Datubud over here with a rating of 363, which can be obtained in the Amber Acres. Next up we have Starloop over here with a 363 flare rating, which can be obtained in the Netherlands. Next up we have the Chitgladi right here, 364 flare rating, which can be obtained in the I believe, where is it, the Silent Sands. And then next up we have the top one in this category, which is the Fluffette with a 364 flare as well. And the reason he was top is just because I ranked him first. That's really why. If you don't know how to get him, he can be obtained in the Rocky Ridge. Next up in the category we have Mudthorn. If you don't know who Mudthorn is, he is from the Autumn Acres as well. Let's see, where is he? Mudthorn, right here. Mudthorn with 365 flare rating. Next up we have Levite, which can be obtained in the Lava Crag, if you don't already know, with a 365 flare rating as well. Next up we have Flutterby, or Flutterby, whichever one you want to pronounce. If you don't know how to get him, he can be obtained in the Silent Sands as well, with a 366 flare rating. Pumpmaw is actually one of the secret monsters, which I will actually show you how to get Pumpmaw. But if you don't already know how to get Pumpmaw, he is obtained in the, I believe, where is it? The Dust Town with a 367 flare rating, which I will show you. Dust Town, where to actually get him. Oh, I'm in Dust Town. Perfect. So let me go ahead and equip my flying guy. So you will need a flying guy. Well, you don't actually need a flying guy. I'm pretty sure you might be able to cheese it, but it will just take a bit more of your time to actually do it. But I guess I can kind of show you a good way, generally speaking. Oh, I lied. All right, forget it. But yeah, so in this game, flying isn't really flying so much as jumping really, really high. So come over here, over here, fly up here, and then you should be able to fly up here, all the way up here. And this is where Pumpmaw is actually, this is where you're actually able to get Pumpmaw. My first one, I was actually able to get a shiny prismatic. Well, he wasn't prismatic, he was shiny, and then I made him prismatic with one of my balls. But sorry about that. Next up is Bluebird. If you don't already know how to get Bluebird, he is obtained in the, I believe, where is it? He is obtained in Raven Ridge with a flare rating of 367, who can evolve into the Volcrest, by the way. Next up we have Frostlet. If you guys don't already know Frostlet, he is, in my opinion, one of the best AoE monsters in the game. With a flare rating of 368, which can be obtained in the Crystal Cascade. Then we have a Blaze Growl, obviously. He is one of the starter monsters, Blaze Growl, with a 369 flare rating. And then we have Boboxer with also a 369 flare rating. So, next up we have the 370s. Now, I don't currently have M-Fox's flare rating because I was only able to obtain a shiny M-Fox. So I can only assume he's around the 370s because I'm pretty sure being shiny, it gives them like an extra like stat, a couple stats. So I can only assume he's like around 370. Next up we have Leaf Roach, which is also 370, funnily enough, even though he is also a starter monster. Next up we have Spike-Up, which is all the way down here, 375, which you can actually obtain at the Rocky Ridge. Next up we have Star Drift. We are now breaking into the 380s. Where is he? Star Drift, right here. Star Drift with a 380 flare rating. We have the very first 380 like kind of area, which he can be obtained in the Shiver Snows. And like I said, guys, remember, this does not mean they are better than any. This does not mean they are like, oh, this is the guy to go for, he's the meta, yeah, yada yada yada, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, and funnily enough, I thought Arcub was the best, like was the highest flare in the game, which he still technically is, but he actually isn't the only one. By the way, he can be obtained in the Thunder Cliffs. And then we have the second 400 flare rating, the Gray Crane, or Gray Cranes, whichever one, which can be obtained in the Flying Territory. And it's actually the boss, the Sunder Crane. So, yeah, pretty cool. As you guys can see here, this is just a flare rating tier list. I will make another tier list going over skills, combos, etc., which is really hard to kind of like give a proper ranking, I guess, because there was nothing to really go off of. It was really just opinion based and like more like towards biasness, because I'm pretty sure nobody has everything fully evolved, you know what I mean, unless they somehow found some way. But as far as I know, there's no way somebody can have every single monster fully evolved, I don't think, at least, because that would take a lot of the rainbow crystals, which there's just not enough, you know what I'm saying, because each one is like 30, 10, etc. But yeah, guys, I'll probably make a video going over all of the best skills and stuff like that pretty soon, so please look out for that. And if you guys are enjoying my EVOMON content, please leave a like, share, and subscribe. I do have a channel down below, which is my Discord, which you guys can get some help and talk to some of my community as well, and you know, hopefully we make this become a big thing, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, guys, I try to go live whenever I can, but yeah, please make sure to tune in next time, and I will see you guys in the next video. Later.